The hot tip for this week is to help you gather the support that you need. Now, I have said since the beginning of time that the thing that I realize that separates us as independent artists in business from other small businesses is this number one mistake that we make as artists. And that number one mistake is doing it alone. Nobody that I know of starts a small business all by themselves. Nobody. I don't know anybody that does that. But for some reason, as artists, we try to do it all by ourselves. And that's the number one mistake. It's too much. Running a business all by yourself, building it, running it, maintaining it all by yourself, it's too hard. Okay? So, I want you to understand that you're never alone. We're not really independent artists. We are interdependent artists. Okay? So think about it. You're actually not alone in this business. You have suppliers. There are people that supply you with art materials. There are people that supply you with opportunities. There are people that supply you with materials, equipment. And some of that you hire, some of that you buy. But you have suppliers. And those suppliers want you to do better. They want you to grow that business and use more of their goods and services, right? So you have suppliers that you work with right now that are part of your business. You have collaborators. There are people that you do exhibitions with. There are people that you hire to build projects with. There are performers that you collaborate with, musicians that you collaborate with, right? So you have collaborators. You also have colleagues. You're not completely alone, isolated art person on an island all by yourself and you're the only artist. You have colleagues that do what you do that are also trying to build their business, right? So you have colleagues, some of whom are at the same level that you are, some who are a little bit further ahead than you are, some are a little further behind than you are, but you have colleagues, okay? You also have fans. You wouldn't have gotten to this point as an artist without developing some fans. There are people who really like your work. They think your talent is amazing. You have them, right? You also have supporters. I know that there are people that you have leaned on in the past to help you. They've loaned you cars, they've loaned you money, they've loaned you space. They've helped build something for you, right? They've donated their time, their money, their energy, their expertise to you to support you. So I know you've got some of those too. And you also have customers. There are people that own your work, that have consumed your art, that have listened to your music, that have been in your performances. So you have all of these people. So lest you think that you're alone, it is not true. Your business touches a bunch of other people, and a bunch of other people flow in and out of your business. So you're not alone. All right? Now, every one of these people want you to succeed. I don't know anybody that's in this circle that works with you and flows in and out of your business that wants you to fail. Right? They know how hard it is to be an artist. They know what it's like for you. They want you to succeed. So my question to you is, if you've got all of these people, what are you doing to build relationships between them and your business? Okay? One of the mistakes that we make is we assume that the relationship is going to get built between the art and them. And then we just abandon it. But it's up to us to build those relationships. So if you're a small business owner, if you're a dentist, you send Christmas cards to all of your clients, right? If you're in any other kind of business, you often put out coupons to your customers, right? You know that if you have really great suppliers that give you good deals, you send them a basket of, other businesses send them a basket of goodies at Christmas time because they've been such a great supplier, right? Thank you cards. So what can you do to build the relationships that you already have with these people who are already supporting you and helping you and are part of your business? Okay? So here's what this tip is about. To propel your business, what you want to do is build yourself an artist's advisory circle, right? If you want to maintain your business, build those relationships, get those relationships to be solid. It'll make life easier for you and things will work better. But if you want to actually propel the business, then you need to build yourself what's called an artist's advisory circle. So a small business advisory circle traditionally is a small group. It's about 3 to 5 people, and these are 3 to 5 people who get you and get your work. They understand, right? But they're also people whose opinions and thoughts you actually want to hear. Okay? You're inviting them to be part of your advisory circle. So you actually care about their opinion and you want to hear what they have to say. You want them to think about things for you. Okay? But it's no good if these people don't get you and get your work. All right? So we recommend that you pull together your artist advisory circle to meet once every season. So you're going to meet in the spring, the summer, the autumn, and the winter. Once a season is plenty. And you're going to meet them over a glass of wine. And you're going to meet them at your studio. You're going to meet them at the rehearsal hall. You're going to meet them in some cool, groovy, secret artists access only space. Please don't meet them in your living room or around your kitchen table. That says that this is really my hobby. We're meeting in my living room, we're meeting around my kitchen table because this is my arts hobby. If you really can pull them into a studio, into the room where the exhibition is, after hours, into a rehearsal hall, somewhere that they wouldn't normally have access to, that's a bona fide professional artist's space. That's where you want to have this meeting. Okay? So that's it. You want to pull this advisory group together and you want to meet once every season. Right? Now, in business, we would say you meet once a quarter. But because we're artists, I think it's more fun if you say, let's have our spring meeting, let's have our summer meeting, let's have our autumn meeting, let's have our winter meeting. Right? All right. So here's how to find your first artist's advisory circle. So I want you to look back at this list. Suppliers. So maybe write this down. Suppliers, collaborators, colleagues, fans, supporters, customers. Suppliers, collaborators, colleagues, fans, supporters, customers. Okay? Now, I also want you to think, so you've got names, right? Under all those headings, you've got some names of people that are moving in and around your business, right? So I also want you to think about some people that are inside your art world, right? So like maybe a venue owner or a gallery curator or a producer, somebody that's inside your world whose opinion you would value. And then think about maybe somebody from outside the arts. So, a lawyer, an accountant, another really successful small business owner that's in your neighborhood. Okay? So I want you to get that list together. Now, when you have your seasonal meeting, here's what you're going to do. Number one, you're going to share what you're working on right now. Here's what I'm working on. Two, you're going to talk about the business. How was it across the last season? Okay. Talk about the art that got made in the last season. Talk about what's coming up. And then talk about in your opinion, what would help grow your business the best. In your opinion, what would help move your business forward the best? That's the agenda. Okay? Now, the best thing about these meetings really is it's the chance to have that important conversation about your arts business out loud. Instead of having it inside your head spinning around into the dreams and worry phase, say it out loud. Have a conversation about it. It's really great to have that done out loud. Okay? Then after you've shared all of this stuff, then the next part of the agenda is ask them to ask you questions. Don't say, please don't say, does anybody have any questions? Because they won't. No one will have any questions. Say, okay, now I need you to ask me some questions. I've told you what's up. I've told you what's coming up. I've told you where I think we're heading. Now please ask me some questions. Help me think about my business better. Please ask me some questions. Put them on the spot. Go person to person. Ask me some questions. All right? You're going to have a really cool conversation. And then as all of that's sort of settling in your mind, then it's the moment before you end the meeting to just ask. Ask them. If you need help or support or advice or connections, ask. Just ask. If you don't ask, they can't intuit to offer, right? And they're not going to presume or assume. So ask them. Say, okay, great. I really need some help with, I really need some advice about, can anybody hook me up with? Please, you must ask. Okay? And again, don't ask generally. They're a group. So if you ask the group and say, can anybody help me with, you're not going to get a response. Look at each one of them and say, Mary, can you help hook me up with someone? And she'll think of someone. But if you ask the group, you'll kind of get this kind of group stun thing that happens. So ask each person specifically for some help. Okay? Now, your challenge that I'm giving you for this week is I want you to make a list of 12 people that you want in your advisory circle. So you're going to go back to the suppliers, the customers, the colleagues. Look at that list, plus the names of some people inside your circle of art, inside your arts practice, in arts discipline, and then some of the people that are outside the arts. But I want you to get a list of 12 people that you can look at that list and go, I would love to sit down once a season with 5 of these 12 people. That would be great. Okay? Then you need to pick a date for this next season's meeting and pick a venue. Pick a date, pick a venue, then start inviting them to your artist's advisory circle. Okay? So, be clear about what you're inviting them to and what you want. So there's 3 things you have to be clear about. Number 1, you have to be clear what you want from them. I want you to be willing to help advise me. I would like your opinions, right? So what do you want from them? I'd want you to sign on to be part of my advisory committee. Okay? Second question is, what do you want? What do you want them? Why do you want them specifically? So number 1 is, what do you want from them? I want you to be part of my advisory committee. I want you to offer me advice, opinions, listen to where I'm going. Yep. Why do you want them specifically? I'm asking you because I value your blah, blah, blah. I'm asking you because you know me so well. I'm asking you, so why them specifically? And the third one is, what is the commitment that you expect from them? I'd like you to be willing to meet me once a season for, a 2-hour, a 3-hour look at my business. Okay? So what do you want from them? Why do you want them specifically? And what's the commitment that you expect? Okay? And just be clear about that. And you're looking for 5 of them. More than 5, it gets a little bit unruly. And if you've never done this before, you want a group that you can kind of manage. If it's too big, then it's too hard on you to manage them. All right. So that's getting your artist advisory circle. But I think there's another level of support that's ideal for most of us as artists. And that's an inner circle of support. So if you've got your artist's advisory circle, that's looking at the business and how the business is going. But I also think that you should think about building an inner circle of support. So the inner circle is the closer group. You're going to be more vulnerable with them. They're going to be talking more intimately about you and what you do. So you're going to make me another list of 12 people. But these are 12 people who love you and love what you do. So mostly the people on this list are friends, close friends, and family members. Okay? So again, there could be a variety of different reasons that they're on this list. But these are people who have known you over a long period of time. Okay? They can't be casual and they can't be acquaintances. Right? So I want 12 people, and I'm going to make a list of 12 people, and it's who loves me the most. Who really loves me and what I do? Who really wants me to succeed? Who really would be happy to support me? Okay? So really, this is serious. I would like you to pause this tip right now and make that list. I want a list of 12 people who really love you. So hit pause, make that list, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with them. Okay, great. So you've got that list. Now, look at that list of 12, and I want you to choose the top 5. So just let your intuition, let your heart know which are the top 5, which are the 5 that would jump at the chance, would love to help you, have been saying, hey, listen, if you need help, I'm here to help you. Okay? Who of them have the capacity to help you? They've got the time, they've got the money, they've got access to the resources or the networks. Okay? So you're going to pick 5 out of this 12. Okay? You got those 5? Put a little star by them or a little check mark or use a highlighter. Pick me 5 of those. All right. Now we're going to leap over and use your powerful intuition. and your powerful imagination. I want you to think of a place where you could all be around the same table together. So somewhere where there's a big enough table that you could all 6 of you, because there's you plus 5, where all 6 of you could sit around the same table. Think of somewhere, private is pretty good, doesn't have to be completely private, but a place where you know really well that you'd be comfortable to sit around the table with these people. Okay, got that? All right, now, trust me, you're just going to close your eyes. So close your eyes, and we're going to access our intuition, so we need to take 3 good, clear breaths. So breathe in, and hold, and exhale. And another beautiful cleansing breath in, and hold, and release. And one more beautiful cleansing breath. Breathing in, holding that, and then releasing. So keeping your eyes closed, relax, and imagine that you're all sitting around that table. Everyone's seated, sitting around that table. It's friendly. These are people who love and support you, who know you. You're sitting around that table, all 6 of you sitting around that table. So, who's on your immediate left? So look to your left. Who's sitting right immediately to your left? Okay. Then look and see who's sitting on their left. So we're going to move around the circle. Who's sitting to your immediate left? And then who's to their left? All right, and then who's to the left of them? Now keep going around the circle. Who's to the left of that person? And then finally, who's on their left? Closing the circle. That person's also on your immediate right. So let's review. Look around that circle. Who's on your left? Great. And who's on your right? Excellent. So look at the person that's on the left and look at the person to their left. Good. Okay, then look at the person on your right. So the person to your right, and look and see who the person is that's to their right. Excellent. Okay, so remember this order of where everyone's sitting, and go ahead and open your eyes. All right, so you've got this circle. There's you, there's someone, 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 and back to you, right? So you're all sitting around that table. Now, the 2 people that you have intuitively placed on your left. So the 2 people that are on your left, there's someone immediately to your left and someone to the left of them. So whoever's on your left, those 2 people are very useful to you to help bring things into your business. So the 2 people on your left, closest on your left, are very useful. Your intuition has told you that they are going to be very useful to help bring things into your business. So that's more customers, new opportunities. They'll bring things to the business. Then the 2 people that are on your right, those 2 people on the right, your intuition knows that they can be very useful to help you get yourself and your work out into the public. They're going to help you send the work out. The people on your left, bringing things into the business. The people on your right, helping you get yourself and your work out. Okay? Now, you've got 1 person left over, right? So you've got 2 people on this side, 2 people on this side, and then there's 1 more person. Now that person, your intuition has put them in that place because they're a good mirror for you. That person is going to help you clarify things, right? So they're going to help you clarify what you need, where you're headed. So when you need to test out an idea, test out a thought, test out a vision, test out a goal, a direction, that's the person you want to have that conversation with. So your intuition knows how to build this inner circle of support, right? So it's why it's an inner circle. This circle exists inside your intuition and your heart and your soul. So what you need to do is trust your intuition and see what happens if you start asking those people on your left for some suggestions for potential customers. Ask them, right? They're going to bring things to the business. then ask those people on the right for ideas about how to reach those customers. So if they're going to tell you who the people coming into the business could be, the people on your right are going to tell you how to reach them or help you figure that out. Okay? So those of you that know me know that part of my life is Native Canadian shaman. So this is one of those things that you'd use to build this inner circle. It's a great technique. You trust your intuition to build this circle for you. Now the key to both your artist advisory circle and this inner circle of support is to ask. The mistake that I don't want you to make any longer is to do it alone. Start having those conversations. Start asking those people for help. Ask them for their opinions. All right? So, out of this week, I think you can put together your first ever Artists Advisory Circle, and you now know who your inner circle of support is, and start leaning on those 5 people. Right? You can pull groups of them together. If you decide that, there's things that the business needs, you and those other 2 people can meet. If you need help getting stuff out, grab those people on your right. And you and those 2 people could have a little brainstorming session about how to get your work out there. All right? So, you're an interdependent artist. You're not an independent artist. You're not going to make the mistake of doing it all alone. You're going to invite your advisors, build that circle, meet with them once a season, help them, let them help you grow the business. And you're going to lean on your circle of support, your inner circle of support. Okay, that's it. So we'll see you next week for another exciting hot tip. Okay, bye.